Question 1. This posted sign indicates. C. A low underpass or bridge. This sign indicates that this roadway's vertical clearance here is 12 feet 6 inches, 12 feet 6 inches. Vehicles taller than this should not proceed on this roadway. In California, trucks can legally be up to 14 feet tall. If you want to pass DMV test in first time, you can download our iOS app for free. App contains 120,000 plus permit test questions, 523 plus cheat sheet questions, 350 plus traffic road signs, official handbook and FAQ. Includes all 51 states test. Even 98.5% people pass their test first time after using our app. You can find link in the description. Download app for free from App Store, which contains latest 2024 material licensed by official DMV team. Get 3 days free trial for a limited time. Let's get back to the video. Question 2. When there is water on the roadway, you must reduce your speed to avoid. C. Hydroplaning. When there is water on the roadway, reduce your speed. Under such conditions, high speeds can cause your vehicle to hydroplane out of control. Question 3. Large electronic flashing arrow panels may be used in work zones day and night too. A. Guide drivers into certain traffic lanes. Large electronic flashing arrow panels may be used in work zones day and night to guide drivers into certain traffic lanes. These panels are placed on the roadway or mounted on vehicles to advise approaching motorists of lane closures. Question 4. Car drivers should never drive alongside a motorcycle in the same lane because. C. Motorcycles need the full width of the lane. Motorcyclists need a full lane width, just like other vehicles. Car drivers should never drive alongside a motorcycle in the same lane even if the lane is wide and the motorcyclist is riding to one side. Question 5. At 55 miles per hour, under good conditions, your vehicle will travel about, space. Feet in the time that it takes you to react to an object in your path and bring your vehicle to a complete stop. C. 400. At 55 miles per hour, under good conditions, your vehicle will travel about 400 feet in the time that it takes you to react to an object in your path and bring your vehicle to a complete stop. A football field, including the two end zones, is 360 feet long. Under poor driving conditions, bad weather, bad tires, etc., it may take even longer to stop your vehicle. Question 6. While driving in fog, you should use your A. Low beam headlights. It is best not to drive in fog. However, if you must drive in fog, drive slowly and use your low beam headlights. The light from high beams will tend to reflect back and cause glare. Question 7. When approaching an intersection to make a right turn, you must stay, space, and make the turn close to the right curb. C. As close to the right as possible. When approaching an intersection to make a right turn, stay as close to the right as possible. Make the turn close to the right curb. Question 8. If you encounter a speed zone ahead sign, you are approaching. B. An area where a lower speed limit has been established. This is a regulatory sign. When you see this sign, you are entering an area where a lower speed limit has been established. Prepare to slow down so you won't exceed the speed limit there. Question 9. You must turn on your headlights, space after sunset. A. 30 minutes. You must turn on your headlights 30 minutes after sunset and leave them on until 30 minutes before sunrise. Question 10. To avoid tailgating, how much space should you leave between your vehicle and the vehicle in front of you? C. 3 seconds. To avoid tailgating, leave 3 seconds of space between your vehicle and the vehicle in front of you. This means that when the other vehicle passes some point, you should not reach that same point for 3 seconds. Question 11. At an intersection, a steady yellow arrow signal pointing left indicates to the driver that B. The signal is about to change to a green or red light or a red arrow. A steady yellow arrow warns drivers that the time period of protected turning is ending. Be prepared to obey the next signal, which could be a green or red light or a red arrow. If you are approaching the intersection, you must stop. Question 12. If you are parallel parked on the right-hand side of the street, you should space before pulling out into traffic. A. Signal a left turn and look over your left shoulder. When you are parallel parked on the right-hand side of the street, you must signal a left turn and look over your left shoulder before pulling out into traffic. If you are parallel parked on the left-hand side of a one-way street, signal a right turn and look over your right shoulder before moving into traffic. Question 13. When there is a car going in your direction, can you cross the double solid yellow lines to overtake it on the left? A. No, you must not pass here. 2 solid yellow lines on the pavement indicate no passing. Question 14. For the first 12 months that you hold a California provisional driver license, you may drive? A. Alone. If you hold a provisional driver license, you may drive unsupervised. However, for the first 12 months, you will not be allowed to drive between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. or transport passengers under 20 years old. When you turn 18, these restrictions and the provisional part of your license will end. Question 15. You should cut your speed in half when the road is A. Packed with snow. You should cut your speed in half when the road is packed with snow. You should also reduce your speed on wet or icy roads, but by different amounts. Question 16. If you plan to turn beyond an intersection, you must A. Start signaling when you are in the intersection. If you plan to turn beyond an intersection, start signaling when you are in the intersection. If you signal too early, the other driver may think you plan to turn into the intersection and he or she may pull out in front of you. Question 17. If you approach an intersection at which the traffic lights are not working, you must space before entering the intersection and then yield the right of way. B. Come to a complete stop. If you approach an intersection at which the traffic lights are not working, you must treat the intersection like an always stop, i.e., as if there were a stop sign at each approach to the intersection. That is, you must come to a complete stop before entering the intersection, yield the right of way according to the rules for always stops, and then proceed, with extreme caution, when it's safe to do so. Question 18. This guide sign indicates that B. A phone service is ahead. This sign is a service sign. This sign indicates a phone service ahead. Question 19. In California, when can a left turn be made against a red light? A. When turning from a one-way street onto another one-way street. In California, a left turn can be made against a red light only when turning from a one-way street onto another one-way street. Note, the laws on turning left on red may be different in some other states. Question 20. When stopped behind another vehicle on a hill, you should stay back at least. B. One vehicle length. When stopped behind another vehicle on a hill, you should stay back about one vehicle length. If you are too close, the vehicle ahead may roll back into your vehicle when it starts. Question 21. If an emergency vehicle with flashing red lights or using a siren is approaching, you are required to A. Pull over to the curb and stop. Authorized emergency vehicles such as police cars, ambulances, and fire engines have the right of way when they are signaling audibly, siren, or visually, flashing lights. When you hear or see an emergency vehicle approaching, immediately pull over to the curb, stop, and remain stopped until the emergency vehicle has passed. Question 22. If you see two solid yellow lines on a roadway, it means that C. No passing is permitted. When you see a double solid yellow line in the center of the road, it means that passing is not allowed on either side. Question 23. when sharing a road with a light rail vehicle. B. Never turn in front of an approaching light rail vehicle. Light rail vehicles can have long stopping distances. Always maintain a safe distance from light rail vehicles, and never try to turn directly in front of an approaching light rail vehicle. Light rail vehicles, sharing the road. California Driver Handbook. Question 24. If you are towing a trailer on a California divided highway with at least 4 lanes in your direction, you may use which lanes? A. Only the 2 rightmost lanes. Under California law, if you're towing a vehicle or trailer, you must drive in the rightmost lane or in a lane specially marked for slower vehicles. If no lanes are so marked and there are 4 or more lanes in your direction, you may only drive in the 2 rightmost lanes. Question 25. When turning right into a two-way street, start in the right-hand lane and enter into B. The lane nearest to the right edge of the road. When turning right into a two-way street, begin and end the turn in the lane nearest to the right edge of the road. Watch for pedestrians, motorcyclists, and bicyclists between your vehicle and the curb. Question 26. When you drive in a work cone zone, you should C. Do both of the above. When you drive in a work cone zone, slow down, increase your following distance, minimize distractions, and be alert for sudden slowing or stopping. Don't rubberneck. Question 27. The broken white lines on the pavement mean that? A. Passing is allowed if done safely. Broken white lines indicate that passing is allowed but only when it can be done safely. Question 28. Space are the most likely places for car and motorcycle collisions to occur. C. Intersections. Intersections are the most likely places for car-motorcycle collisions to occur. A collision is usually the result of a car driver not seeing the motorcycle and turning into the motorcycle's path. Question 29. You want to turn right at the next intersection, but there is a bicycle lane to your right. What should you do? B. Enter the bicycle lane within 200 feet of the intersection. In California, if you wish to turn right at the next intersection, you must enter the bicycle lane within 200 feet of the intersection. The only other situations in which California law allows you to drive in a bicycle lane are to enter or leave the roadway or pull over to park. Question 30. A double solid yellow line in the center of the road means that A. Passing is not allowed in either direction. Double solid yellow lines mark the center of a road and separate opposing lanes. Passing is not allowed in either direction. Drivers may not cross the lines unless they are making a left turn. Question 31. A. Space. Painted curb is designated for disabled persons who display their placards. B. Blue. Painted curbs indicate special parking rules. Blue parking is permitted only for a disabled person who displays a placard or a special license plate for disabled persons or disabled veterans. Disabled people with placards or special plates may park in special areas for unlimited periods of time, regardless of time restrictions. Question 32. Under California's basic speed law, A. You must never drive faster than what is safe under current conditions. Under California's basic speed law, you must never drive faster than what is safe under current conditions. The safest speed may be less than the posted speed limit. Question 33. When following a vehicle at night, always A. Dim your high beam headlights. When following a vehicle at night, dim your headlights to low beam. Bright lights can blind the driver because they can reflect off the vehicle's side mirrors. Question 34. A. Space. Indicates the outer edge of a roadway, and it may be crossed only by traffic moving to or from the shoulder. B. Solid white line. The right edges of many roadways are marked with a solid white line. This line indicates the outer edge of the roadway, and it may be crossed only by traffic moving to or from the shoulder. The left edge is marked with a yellow line. Question 35. On two-lane roads where traffic moves in opposite directions, you may pass on the left only when C. A broken yellow line is in your lane. On two-lane roads where traffic moves in opposite directions, you may pass on the left only when there is a broken yellow line in your lane. Question 36. Space occurs on wet roads when your front tires start to ride on water instead of on the road. C. Hydroplaning. Hydroplaning occurs on wet roads when your front tires start to ride on the water instead of on the road. As you go faster, the problem becomes worse and you will lose control of your steering. Question 37. What does this sign mean? A. A place reserved for persons with disabilities. This symbol marks spaces for vehicles operated by or used to transport people with disabilities. Question 38. Use space. Steering when correcting a skid. B. Hand over hand. Use hand over hand steering when steering movements are critical, such as in recovery from a skid. Question 39. Following too closely behind another vehicle is called? B. Tailgating. You should always keep a safe following distance behind the vehicle ahead so that you will have plenty of time to react to emergencies. Tailgating refers to following too closely behind another vehicle. It is a frequent cause of rear-end collisions. Question 40. What does this flashing arrow panel mean? A. The lane ahead is closed. This sequential arrow panel may be used in work zones around the clock. This sign indicates that part of the road or street ahead is closed. If you want to pass DMV test in first time, you can download our iOS app for free. App contains 120,000 plus permit test questions, 523 plus cheat sheet questions, 350 plus traffic road signs, official handbook and FAQ. Includes all 51 states test. Even 98.5% people pass their test first time after using our app. You can find link in the description. Download app for free from App Store, which contains latest 2024 material licensed by official DMV team. Get 3 days free trial for a limited time.